the real war gamer, Rebel Yell, Small Unit Tactics of the American Civil War. So in general, this is the P1, so that's Union Player Action segment. It is game turn 3 of 10. White Oak Swamp, Module 2, Learning Scenario. So here are the Confederates have wrapped around the Union flank there. So the next big action are all of these. So this Union regiment is going to fire with the advanced fire penalty. So they'll fire out and try to cause as much damage as they can. Yeah. I was just thinking about experimenting with, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that. No. I was wondering about trying to pull out of this cauldron here. And I guess that would allow me to practice en passant fire, but I'm not going to do that. They're going to fire out, try to cause as much damage as they can, despite their -2 advanced fire marker penalty. Here are in the last turn, or last segment, not turn, segment. A lot happens in one turn with all these segments. The Confederates are kind of wheeling west like that. This regiment came up here. Yeah, so we'll see what happens here. Basically, they're going to be firing out of their position here. -2 penalty for having an advanced fire marker. So the main result of all that fire is really just disrupting this stack here, and I think the top unit here has the 1-0 hit. I think that I took the disrupted result. I think that I could have checked disorganization again and if I passed, taken another O hit. But I wasn't going to do that this time. Union aren't going to do anything more. I removed the advanced fire marker, so now we go to the P2 small arms fire segments. That's the Confederate small arms fire. So it's only small arms fire. Definitely going to fire away here. Until I get to more rules, I'm not sure why I wouldn't fire with the disrupted stacks as well. The Confederates rolled really quite poorly. They did cause a disruption here. Again, I considered, do I roll 5 or less disorganization check to take an O hit, but remain in good order? Again, I'm just experimenting with going either way. This time, I'm going to have the Union unit take the disruption, and we'll see what happens. Otherwise, it's pretty ineffective fire. Let's see. Oh, you know what? That was just on that side. Still need to do this side. Alright, so now we're on the segment M, P1 or Union Action segment. Now we are going to have some more firing. There's a lot of firing in this game, which I really like. One thing I definitely am thinking now that so the Union side has to set up on this level. You can barely see it actually, but here's the elevation change right here. This is level 4 and 3. Here's all this is level 4. Here's the Whoops, it's off the camera. But this is all level 4 right here. Now I'm thinking that I should have set up these two regiments, so regiment 1-1 and 2-1, to be mutually supporting, or basically abreast, basically. Okay, now let's talk about let's talk about the advance and passant and en passant fire. I guess it's yeah, no, this is Union action phase, so there could be advance fire. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to pull this stack away, even if they just get back here, or maybe here, or even here, actually. As a matter of fact, he's going to try to go here. And I'm wondering, now that this stack is disrupted, I wonder if this disrupted unit can even do, and I think this would be en passant fire. So here are all the questions. So if I want to change facing in the MFZ, what does that mean? Then can I move? I know exiting the MFZ, normally the opposing player would get to do en passant fire before you move, but what about now that they're disrupted? So let's check all that. Okay, in order here. Units may freely change facing during movement. Changing the facing alone of a unit does not constitute movement. So I guess that's so they moved there. Now it also it costs, well, first of all, it costs nothing extra to enter or leave an EZOC exerted into a light woods, or marsh hex. So this EZOC, yep, the Confederates are exerting their ZOC into a woods hex. So it wouldn't cost anything extra to enter or leave that from that hex anyways. But anyways, on top of that, it costs nothing extra to enter or leave the EZOC of a disrupted or routed unit. So even if it were clear, it would still not cost extra. Now let's go to en passant fire. Well, actually, even before that, we have the minimum fire zone. Disrupted units do have an MFC. So I was not thinking. Obviously, disrupted units can still fire at a penalty of -3. They still have an MFZ. And so those Union units are exiting the MFZ of that disrupted stack. So, en passant fire. A unit that exits an EZOC may be subject to en passant fire. This fire, unlike advanced fire, is executed before a unit moves. A unit may only fire en passant through frontal hexes. That's fine. Obviously, this is a frontal hex to those Confederates. A unit that reverses its facing before it moves, and I don't know what reverses means, change. Before it moves, it's considered to be flanked for en passant fire. So I do believe right away this is going to be considered flanked fire. So I'll give them a +1 right away, so I remember that. A unit or stack retreating. Oh, this is not retreat. Units executing en passant fire do not receive the advanced fire line. That's obvious. Not obvious, but okay. They may suffer modification for having an advanced fire marker on them. They do not have one. A unit may execute both advanced fire and fire en passant in a particular segment, but never against the same unit or stack. All element, okay, even the okay. So I guess that's it. But we still place advanced fire markers on units that execute advanced or en passant fire. So the Confederates are going to get an advanced fire marker anyways after they do en passant fire. So what else is different? I can't see anything else that's different for right now anyways. So we will do this. Okay. Excuse me. So they are disrupted, so that's going to be a penalty. So right away, the disrupted is -3. So from 1, we go from 1 to -2 for that. It's Woods hex, so that's another -1 for the Woods. I think that's it, actually. Yeah, actually that is it, I think. So now the firepower, I think, is, yeah, okay, so it's 3 times 4 is 12 minus 1 O-hit is 11. So we go like this, we go 11 firepower minus 3. So we go from the 10-11 line down to the 5 line. I find that happening a lot, actually. Okay. Oh, they roll a very good one. So that's a D result. What happens now? So what happens now? This is on Passant fire. So now, so what happens? So and here I want to consider whether I want to roll to take an O hit. I think these guys should basically be done there. So now what happens? If I leave them disrupted, what does that mean? What does that mean? I'll admit, I'm definitely still learning all the ins and outs. So and it looks like there was a mistake here. So I rolled to take an O-hit instead of disruption. And now I see why that was a mistake. So they easily pass. So they're not disrupted yet. They're taking O-hit instead. Then they go 2. Then they go whatever that is. But now that they changed facing twice, I guess they're disrupted anyways. You know where? Yeah, see, P2 action. So the Confederates have an action phase next. And I'm not even sure I did that. No, not 100% sure I even did that right. Now I'm going to have the situation where, oh my. So now these guys want to pull back. So they're leaving the MFZ of this stack and this stack. They're moving laterally in the MFZ of this stack, which has an advanced fire marker placed on it. I'm going to have to look at the examples here and review this first. Okay, I think that here's the stack here. It turned, which I guess still alone doesn't do it. That seems so strange that turning doesn't do anything. But anyways, they're not just turning, they're moving over here. Moving from this MFZ hex to this MFZ hex for this stack is lateral movement, which is not advanced fire, but it is still on Passant fire before it moves, so it's in this hex. So actually, this stack, and this stack, I think they all get to do en passant fire while the stack is still in this hex here, which is a Woods hex. And then we'll see what happens. All right, I guess I should mention it because it happened. This first stack here fired very well. They got a 1 hit, which of course would also be a disorganization check, which I haven't done yet. But it clearly says that all eligible units may fire en passant at a unit exiting their ZOC, even if the first fire caused those exiting units to rout. So I guess I'm doing one at a time here. So the first stack fires, they get a 1, hit and, yeah, okay, I think they pass. Yeah, especially with the regimental flag, so they pass. But they have a 1 hit. Now I go next to this stack, resolve that, and then this stack can resolve that. Just to show the running tally, the next stack fired, and they got a disruption result, and I rolled to convert that to 1-0 hit and failed. So the result is they're disrupted. And then now the final stack here. Okay, just to finish this out, this stack had the most penalties, clearly. Was that -2 for having an advanced fire marker, -3 for being disrupted. They still got a D result. They still got a D result, so I'll show that like this, but like that, but clearly a disrupted or routed unit that receives a D combat result treats that result as 1-0 hit. So instead of doubling the disruption, I'm going to exchange that for a 2. So now I think the end result is the union here. I think the end result is top unit takes 2-0 hits and it's disrupted. So it moves there. It's already disrupted. So that would be, it's not going to cost any extra to leave these guys EZOC. So I guess they can move here. They're already disrupted, so I think they can change facing again, right? So that would be moving here, I guess leaving a good order EZOC. Yeah, that's 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so they can do that. I don't know why disrupted units don't have like a halved moving allowance or something. It's interesting. Very, very interesting. Oh, yeah, and then to finish everything off, I think we put, yeah, these guys are marked like that.